it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Relax.Cut.Glue. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. So today is kind of a craft along with me. Get cozy, get a cup of coffee, get some tea, get some water, hydrate yourself, girl. Do whatever you got to do, but we're gonna hang out together. And today I'm making I'm working on some Happy Meal, and I'm working on a pocket that I'm sending ATCs in. Let me back up. Actually, let me show you the pocket first. Many of you know how to make this pocket. So basically what you do, this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I'm going to fold it over all the way to the edge. They call this hot dog style because it's the long way. Does that make sense? So if you've ever wondered what the hot dog hamburger reference was, this would be hot dog. And then we're gonna fold it up. This would be hamburger because it's short and fat like me. All right, so then I give it a nice little creasy poo. And then this is how I do it. Lots of people do it different ways. I like my things to be perfect and even, as we know. So this is what I do. This is what helps me get it a little bit more even. So basically I take this first one and I just fold it over to the edge. Again, these don't have to be perfect. You guys just know that I'm a perfectionist. Then I take this next piece and I fold it over, but I want to leave like, I don't know, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch of space. And you can judge how much space you want to leave. You know, they can be different for each one. And then you take the third piece of paper, and I like to turn mine over because I can see what I'm folding, and just kind of match up. You just eyeball it. Now you can do this with a sheet of magazine paper. You can do this with scrapbook paper. You can do this with a book page. You can do it with all kinds of stuff. Okay, so then what I do is, you know, you have all these folded over pieces. So now I just kind of tuck them under, and then you can glue those down. But first I like to tuck them under. So I'm just flipping it the opposite way now that I have them folded. This one, sometimes you have to open it up and then flip it over, and you can glue that down if you want, and then just close it back up. And here you have this pocket. And let me show you here what I have. Here, I'll use this little piece of Happy Meal. So now you have a pocket here. You have a pocket here, a pocket here. So what you do is, if you want to glue these flaps down, you glue those first. And then I just open it up like this, and I just put a little bit of glue right here, close it back up, and I leave these open because I feel like it's easier to, let me show you, kind of get things in and out if this isn't glued down on this side. That's just personal preference. So there's that. And this is great to use as a pocket in your junk journals or your glue books or whatever you want to use them for. There's one other pocket that I want to show you that's really easy to do. I'll use a yellow piece for this. Okay, so this is so easy. Watch what I do here. It's crazy. So, actually, I'm going to go this way. So you take, here's your 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, right? You just take this corner and you fold it up and make like two little mountains, right? Kind of make them even. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? And just crease it. And then fold this one over and this one over, and you tuck this one in and just kind of work it in, and then press it down as soon as it's tucked all the way down there, and just crease and crease, okay? That was all you had to do, just tuck and fold. Now you have, what happened to my little piece of paper that I was using for I'll use this. So now you have a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, and a pocket here. And if you want, you can cut off the top and get rid of these uneven edges. So it doesn't really matter how perfect your first, fold over is. Now here's another way that I like to do it, because I'm anal. We all know this. So I made my 2 peaks, right? I folded it up. It doesn't matter if they're perfect because I would just chop the top off anyways. But I like to take this and I like to fold it over first so I can kind of see like how far it can go. You know what I mean? Without doing it the other way. This way I get kind of a more straight, perfect line. And then I take this one over and fold it till there's no more space. And then I tuck it in. But you don't have to do it that way. You really, all you have to do is just, let's open this back up. Make your little mountain and just bring them together. Tuck this one in, kind of work it in there, and then squish it down. And then, you know, and then like I said, you can cut the top off. The reason why I'm showing you guys this is because they make great little Happy Mail stuffers. So look how cute that is now. So you've got a pocket here, and pocket here. And you don't have to glue anything, right? So that is what I'm doing today. I'm gonna do this. Now I did a video in my glue crew, for my glue crew, where I made something for a friend of mine, and I did this, and I made a little ATC kit. So what I did is I had, hold on, since I've already cut this paper up, let's just cut it again. What I did was, I had like a little piece of paper, like cardstock, and I put that right here and I glued it just on either corner here, and then I tucked my note right in here. So then I put all the stuff for her kit in here and then my note right here. So that's what I'm making today because it fit perfectly in a little tiny envelope, and it cost me nothing to send, and it was super fun and easy for a quick Happy Mail, and I made it all personalized to her. So that's what I'm mass making today. And I just found some scrapbook papers. Now here's the thing, when I made my little ATC kit, I did make my envelope or my things here a little bit smaller. I cut 1 inch off of the length and the width and then folded it. So I'm gonna do that again today, but I'm using 12 by 12 sheets, so I need to cut it down even more. So since this was 8.5 by 11, and let's see, and I fold it, I'm trying to decide how I'm supposed to cut this. Do I make my 8.5 by 11 when I fold it? Let me see here. I'm trying to decide because these have prints, and the one I used didn't have print on it. It was just a solid piece of paper, so I didn't have to think about like the words and stuff. Okay, so if my paper's going this way and I fold it over and then up, okay, I have to do one just to see. Okay, so 8.5 by 11, so I want to cut this to 7.5. And then I save all these in my scrap bin. I always use those for other things. 8.5 by 11, so I want to cut this to 10. So it's 7.5 by 11 instead of 8.5 by 11. Okay, hold on. Now let's try this. This ended up being the perfect size for my little ATC kit. So I did 4 ATCs, and I included the little back pieces, which I'll show you in a second, where you put your name and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is, you guys are doing this with me because, okay, so if I go up, okay, so that's upside down. So let's go this way and then up. Yes, okay. So then I want to go up. So what I did was, if you're going to fold this part up, you want this to be upside down, like I'm doing, my words. Okay, so upside down, let's just see how this works. If I don't like this, then I'll just not use ones with a print that needs to be upside down or not, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's fold these. Like I said, I just fold this over to the corner. Doesn't have to be totally perfect, but you know how I am. Okay, so we've got that one. Now the next one, and I want it to be about like this. I like to do about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. And then this one, like that. Okay, so let's see how this is gonna look. Fold over. Ooh, this one will be white. That's cool because then it adds a little definition there. And then this one I always have to go like that. Okay, so let's see how this looks. Am I gonna like it? Okay, that's kind of cool. This one's backwards, but you won't really see it because I'm going to put stuff in there, and who cares, right? So the reason why I like to use thin, like this is Astro Bright paper. It's basically colored computer paper, so it's thin. This is just scrapbook paper, so it's really thin. I like that because I don't want a lot of bulk when I'm sending my mail, because I'd rather bulk it up with the gifts I'm putting in there, not the paper, you know what I mean? So, and then this fit perfectly in a little envelope, and it cost me like nothing to send. Okay. Like I used like a little card envelope. I can't remember, what are those, 3.5 by 5? That must be what it is, because what size is this? Let's see. This is 3.5 by 5. So it must have been 4 by 5 or something like that. So they just fit right in. Okay, so I like how that looks. There's one. So let's just hang out while I make some more, okay? And then I can use, I used cardstock for the little spot that I added, what do you call it? My little pocket to put my note. So, yeah. I think with this, like I definitely ink around the edges just to make it, you know, look a little bit better and stuff. Okay, so let's put those aside. These are my scrap papers that go in my bin. These are my folded pockets. Let's keep going. Oh, Jackson and I this morning, you guys, had such a little heart-to-heart. So, you know, I talked about how hard this year is going to be without my dad and stuff. And Jackson and I started talking about it this morning in the car. And, it was really hard. It was a heartbreaking little talk. And we cried a little bit and all that jazz. So, yeah, it's going to be hard this year. But we both decided that we want to decorate early so we can enjoy things as much as possible and, you know, do what we can. And there was this, sorry, gosh, I'm trying to measure and talk at the same time. Not a good thing. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry. So loud, my printer even made a noise. Anyways, the sunset or sunrise this morning was like one of those bright pink things or whatever. And my dad loved to photograph sunsets and sunrises. And so the sunrise this morning reminded me of my dad, and we were talking about him. So it was a sweet little moment. There we go. Oh my gosh, story time. Okay, I need to change the mood so I don't start crying. Story time this morning. This is so funny. Okay, so a couple nights ago, okay, you know what? This probably isn't going to sound funny unless you were there. Maybe I shouldn't tell it. So we're getting ready for bed. Bob's already in the bedroom. The boys and I are, we always come in after Bob goes in usually. Or, you know, that's not true, I guess. Anyways, what's my point? Stop jabbering. So Jackson is having this like laughing attack, right? He is just hysterically laughing over some stuff. And so we're trying to go to bed, and it's like one thing after another is just making us laugh. You know when you're laughing really hard and it's like everything afterwards just makes you laugh even more? So we are cracking up. We're being very loud. Bob's already in bed. And so Jackson needed to take some ibuprofen because he had some pain. So I'm telling him down the hall, he's in the kitchen, I'm down the hall, and I'm yelling at him. I mean, not mean or anything, but, you know, my voice is raised because he's down the hall. And I'm like, okay, listen, you need to I said, pay attention, stop laughing, take the brown pill, or take the pills that say ibuprofen on the front, and they're brown. And as I'm saying, they're brown. Or something. And Jackson interrupts me because we're all laughing and talking. And Jackson goes, okay, fine, what? I'm just supposed to take whatever I find in there? Because I was trying to explain what they were, and he wasn't understanding. And I'm like, no, I was about to say, they're the brown pills. And all of a sudden, Andrew goes, dude, they're the pink pills. Take the pink pills. And I'm like, no, don't. I go, Andrew, that's Benadryl. And he's like, oh, whoops, sorry. Don't take the pink pills. And I'm like, oh my God. So I start walking down the hallway, and I'm like, Andrew's walking towards his brother to help him. And, Because I'm like, oh my gosh, just go help him now. And then I'm like, wait a second. I don't trust either of you right now. I'm coming down the hall to get Jackson the medication he needs so he doesn't overdose on something. And Andrew's like, no, I got it. I got it. And we're all laughing. This is, again, one of those moments where you had to be there. And Andrew's laughing because he messed up when he was trying to help. And it was just a cluster, let me tell you. So anyways, Jackson got his meds or whatever. So I say goodnight to the boys and I go into the bedroom and I'm laughing. And Bob's just like, oh my gosh, what the heck's going on out there? And I'm like, that's your kid, right? And then I go into the bathroom and all of a sudden, you know, I'm doing my business. I'm going pee and brushing my teeth and stuff. And all of a sudden we hear this clunk. Well, Sherman likes to sit outside our bedroom door. And when he plops down, it like makes this loud boom against my door, right? So he does that. And all of a sudden I hear this little, that's your dog from Bob in the bedroom. And I laughed so hard. Again, you had to have been there in the moment, but Bob's not an overly funny guy, which is crazy because me and my boys are cracking jokes all day long. Bob doesn't really understand a lot of them and stuff. So it was really funny because all of a sudden he's like, because I walk in and I'm like, that's your kid. Because, you know, Jackson's making noise and it drives Bob nuts. And I'm in the bathroom and all of a sudden I hear this, that's your dog. Okay, you had to have been there, but it was so funny. I was laughing so hard. Oh, man. Oh, you had to have been there. Oh, and then, oh my gosh. Okay, Andrew gave me consent to tell this story. You guys, this is the funniest thing ever. So, a few years ago, mind you, my son is an adult, okay? But he was like, yeah, okay. Anyways, my son is an adult. He's going to be 23 next month. So a few years ago, and he's a hairy dude. And a few years ago, he started getting chest hair and like hair around his man boobs, you know, his nips. And oh my gosh, he hated it, right? He didn't like the hair. And so he's like, can we just like shave it off or what do I do? So he decides that, oops, wait, I need this upside down, right? Yeah. So he decides he wants to use Nair to get the hair off of his chest and around his, you know, nipple area. So I go to the store and I get like Nair foam or whatever. And he lays on his bed because we didn't want the foam to like run, you know, like fall off his. So first of all, it was just the most awkward situation. So he decides to lay down on his bed, right, so that I can put it on there. So I squirt this foam over both of his boobs, right? And it looks like he put whipped cream on his chest. It was so funny. Okay, so we're cracking up about that. And then we leave it on the appropriate amount of time. And we wipe it off because you're supposed to like wipe it with a wet rag, right? And that's supposed to, your hair's supposed to come off because you're like chemically getting that hair off. So a few hairs came off, but not enough to his liking. So he decides we're gonna go for round 2 and we're gonna do the Nair again. Most of you, or some of you, I'm sure, know exactly where this might be going. So I squirt the foam on there again. And after a little bit, Andrew's like, is this supposed to burn? And I'm like, no, it's not. So we decide to take it off. And I get the rag and I go, whoosh, like that, right? And he starts screaming and he's laughing at the same time. The Nair burnt his nipple. It literally burnt his skin. And I know it's horrible for me to laugh, but if you were there, we were both laughing so hard because the whole thing was just such a cluster. So to this day, he still accuses me of burning his chest. When all I was doing was helping him with his, like helping him do. It was so funny, you guys. Oh my gosh. So Andrew will never use Nair ever again. And now it's on the internet for everybody to know. He said I could tell you guys. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. It was funny. So moral of the story is, if he ever decides he doesn't want chest hair anymore, he needs to just get laser hair removal, because we are never, ever using Nair again. That's so funny. Oh, that poor kid. His poor little sore nipple hairs, or nipples. I'm honestly shocked the hair even grew back. It was, it wasn't, you guys, like he needed to go to the hospital or anything like that. It was just, it wasn't like life-threatening or anything like that. It was so funny though. We laughed so hard, and he said we were laughing about it the other night while him and I were making dinner. Because, the worst part is when I got into the shower. And it burnt so bad. Oh my God. I love my kids. I love that they have a sense of humor, and he was so good about it. And the whole time I'm like, I don't know, I'm doing it again. They always say, don't do that. He's like, I want this hair off. Oh, so funny. I'm like, when you're older, you might like it. And he's like, yeah, no, I don't like it. Get it off. Oh gosh, the things we do for our kids. So funny. Oh man, now I'm all sweaty and hot from laughing so hard. Gosh, that was funny. It was hilarious if you were there. And it's still funny when we talk about it to this day. We both just laugh so hard. Oh man. I can't wait to tell his kids this story someday. It's going to be awesome. Remember the time let me tell you about the time I burnt your dad's nipples by using Nair. Oh man. Jackson's so cute. He's been sporting a new hairstyle. So I've been doing his hair in the mornings. Because, and I'm trying to teach him like how to do this, because, I'm a licensed hairdresser. I was a barber. So I know a little something about hair. I used to have to do Andrew's too when he was younger, and kind of show him how to do it or whatever. So he's been looking so cute with his little hair. He's been like, we've been blow drying it kind of back, and then I don't know, he looks, I have really cute kids. Maybe I'm biased, I don't know. They're just handsome. These are so cute. So I had said that I made a little ATC kit for one of my subscribers. And I had all my Glue Crew members put their addresses down and ask them like what they like and don't like, favorite colors, is there a color you hate, that kind of stuff. And so I want to make some Happy Mail for some of my members. And then my members and I'm going to be included, are going to do a swap here. So I've talked a lot about doing swaps on my channel, and I want to do that, but I'm going to start with my Glue Crew first, just so it's a smaller swap and I can kind of work out the kinks and stuff like that, because the holidays are coming and obviously I'm going to be under a lot of stress given the circumstances. So I don't want to do like a channel swap until after the holidays, because it's too much for me. But I thought like a quick little swap, we're going to kind of figure things out. Everybody's super excited about it, and it'll be fun, really fun. And I have international members, so that'll be exciting for people to send and receive from all around the world. I love that. And it's cool because you can get a stamp. I don't know if you guys know this. I think I'll share, I'll share it with you in case you didn't know, but there is a stamp called the Global something stamp, and it's $1.40, and you can put that on an envelope and you can send it anywhere in the world, your envelope anywhere in the world, and it can be it can weigh up to an ounce. So you can fill up a little envelope, just a mailing envelope, and I'm just going to use my son's food scale and weigh it. And yeah, so basically I can send this or one of these in an envelope, a little kit to somebody for only $1.40 anywhere in the world, which, hello, that's crazy. That's such a good price. I didn't realize it would be so inexpensive to just send like an envelope. And by envelope, I mean like a mailing envelope, whatever these are, 4x5, 4x6, something like that. So if you have questions about that, just go to, your post office, or for us, it would be USPS, United States Postal Service, and look on there. Ooh, look how cute these all look. Okay, so now I want to ink them. Do I want to ink them? I don't want to ink them. Do I? I don't think I will, because I'm going to put papers and stuff in there, and I don't want it to like rub off on there, but I do need to glue them. So I'm going to use my glitter glue. Just give it a little shake. I have a smaller bottle that was sent to me in a Happy Mail, and I need to use that because this big bottle gets annoying. So this is art glitter glue. The reason why I'm using this instead of a glue stick is, one, it has a very tiny little nozzle, and two, oh wait, I need to glue I guess I will use my glue stick. Hold on. I need to put the little cap back on this. All right. So now I need to glue down these little flappy poos. And I'm just being really loosey-goosey with it. It doesn't need to be perfect. I just need a little glue there just to keep the flap down. And so I'll just open this up and just add a little bit, little tiny. And that will help from things getting stuck under there and stuff when you're filling up your pockets. Just go like that again. I really want to ink this. It's bothering me, but I don't think I will. No. Okay. So now I need to go like this. Just add a little tiny down the edge. Yeah. There we go. Now I'll just fold this up. Oopsie. Maybe I should use my mat. Let's use my mat. Move over, bacon. All right, and then I always give it a press because that just really squishes that glue down in there. And then just whoop, if there's any that comes out. There we go. All right, we have one done. And then I want to show you, this is what the little back pieces are. So in my little kit, I add these. Let me cut these down real quick. And then I have these here, and I just cut like this. This is just what I'm doing. I'm not saying you guys need to do this. This is just, what I'm doing. So there's that. So these say, this is what I put on the back of ATCs. It has the name, the date, your email if you want, if you have a YouTube channel, and then number, and then of. So if I'm making like a set of ATCs, like a set of 4, I'd put 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, 4 of 4. If you don't do that, then don't worry about that part. So I'm sending them these so they can make their own ATCs. I guess that's what I mean by an ATC kit. They can make their own. So I send those so they can put those on the backs of their ATCs. So this is how I did my ATC packet. So I did that, and then I took cardstock and I cut that, and I cut these into ATC sizes. So let's see, we're gonna go 3.5. And then we're gonna go 2.5. ATCs are 3.5 by 2.5. So right now I'm just making the bases for them. 2.5. You can use any color for your base. Black was my closest cardstock, so that's what I'm grabbing. All right, so now I have 4 ATCs. So I'd add these and this, and I put those in this pocket right here. And then back here is where I put, like, if I wanted to add, you know, scrapbook papers, I added my papers back here. Obviously I would cut these down. I'm just showing you real quick. So I'd add these papers for collage papers. Actually, maybe I should just cut these down real quick so you get an idea. Let's just say there's 3 collage papers so that they can decorate their ATC. So I'd put those in there. Get in there. Okay, and then in here, I put all like my little ephemera pieces for them to decorate their ATC, right? I put those in here, let's just say, like that. And then I take like a little piece of cardstock. This was left over from when I just cut those 4 ATCs, so that's what I used last time too. And I just glued the sides and the bottom and the sides, and then right here is where I tucked my note that I sent to them. So now they can make their own ATC with whatever I gave them. Everything would coordinate together. So they'd have their little collage bits, they'd have their bases, and then they'd have papers to tear up and, you know, make a ATC. You could either cover this whole thing with one of these, which I think you could go this way. Yeah, because these are 3.5. So you could cover your ATC. You could tear these up and make, you know, collage bits. But it's just a really fun little way to send a little happy mail that's also a creative happy mail to somebody with a coordinating kit. So since I know what my members like, because I asked them on their thing, now I can make ATC kits for them. So isn't that fun? I was sitting here one day, and my friend, I don't want to say it yet because I mailed it yesterday, and I don't know if she got it yet. So yeah, she has something that she really likes. So I designed the whole thing around what she likes. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my son's bloody nipple story. And if you didn't know how to make these pockets, I'm glad I showed you so that you know these are great. So if you want to use these in your junk journal, you can glue these down onto a page and then put tags and stuff in this. If you want to send a happy mail, it doesn't have to be an ATC kit like me. This is just what I did. You can tuck all kinds of stuff in here for people. Magazine clippings, you know, ephemera, stickers, whatever you want to do. And like I said, you don't have to use scrapbook paper to make these. You can use an actual piece of magazine that you tear out, you know. So, and I've done that too. I made a ton of these using magazines before. So yeah, I'm just using up some scrapbook paper that I have, and I think that these will turn out really good. If you have any questions about these, just let me know down below. If you want to become a Glue Crew member, there's a link in the description box down below. We'd love to have you over there. It's a lot of fun, and we're going to be doing a swap this month. My goal is to possibly do a swap every month with my Glue Crew members, so I'm working on that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a fabulous day today, and until next time, bye!